To reduce costs, Ford pioneers mass production and cuts deals with other captains of industry, like Ohio's Harvey Firestone. In 1900, the one-time buggy salesman risks his own money, $10,000, to set up a rubber tire factory in Akron. He starts making pneumatic tires, inflated with air, that gives cars a smoother ride on the country's rough roads.
For Season 2 of America in Color on the Smithsonian Channel, producers had to sift through over 23 miles of footage, finding those moments of the 20th century, both big and small. And joining me right now are producers Nick Metcalfe and Lucie Ridot. Hi, guys.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
So I have to ask you, 23 miles of footage, trying to find moments big and small for the show, and you guys had to have some disagreements. Were there many arguments about what footage to include or what segments to produce?
We have lots of arguments, creative disagreement. We have lots of, we have a lot of discussion about what stories. We have to discuss with the channel, with the Smithsonian channel, what themes we're going to look at, and they say, yes, we like this, no, we don't like that. Then we look to see what footage is available, and that's going to determine what stories we tell, because we can't tell a story if there's no footage. So you gradually whittle down and you get to the story you want to tell.
Now, I'm Generation X, and in the 1980s, Ted Turner did the ultimate taboo for film fans. He colorized It's a Wonderful Life, and he started colorizing all these classic films. But I understand the technology has come a long way since then.
That's very true, and I think what's different about what we're doing compared to what he did then is that we aren't taking movies and colorizing. We aren't taking the piece of art. All film is art to a certain extent. We're taking a lot of people's home movies. We're taking footage that would have been seen in color, things that were designed to be seen in color, but there was only black and white film. You know, for example, in Titans of Industry, which I think is the second film that is going out, there's an amazing moment in 1919 where the military go all the way. They take a road trip across America, coming through Nevada. Now, they chose to film that for their own records. If they'd had colour film, they would have filmed it in colour. So we are bringing it back, making it feel relevant to today by bringing the colour back to it, and therefore making it, much more accessible for today's generations.
I have to admit, I really love the episode on organized crime. Being a Las Vegas native, growing up across the street from Oscar Goodman, the mob lawyer, and we have the Mob Museum here, downtown Las Vegas. That was just an exciting episode.
Good friends of ours.
Yeah, we loved working on that show. It was really, really interesting story. And it felt like it started in a really interesting place with the fixing of the World Series in 1919 and goes through to the Senate hearings in the 1960s. And it traced a really interesting story. And we were lucky enough to find home movies belonging to people like Diamond Jim Moran down in Louisiana. Home movies of gangsters, can you believe?
And it was a challenging episode to make because, mainly people involved in organised crime don't choose to be on camera. So when you're making an episode that is purely archived with voiceover and no interviews or anything like that, it was a real challenge to tackle, a fascinating piece of American history through just archive when people are camera shy.
Mae West has come to town.
Mae West premieres her film I'm No Angel at Grauman's Theater in 1933.
Hello, folks. I'm up here at Mr. Grauman's Theater to see the grand opening, the premiere of my new picture, I'm No Angel. Of course, I didn't call it I'm No Angel for nothing.
She's notorious. Her play, Sex, was a hit on Broadway, but she was prosecuted for obscenity and jailed for 10 days.
Stars are arriving so rapidly we can scarcely keep track of them.
Mae West knows how to please a crowd.
Don't forget, come up and see me sometime.
I'm a film critic by trade for the last 20 plus years, and look behind me, I'm a film fanatic, a film fan. So the episode on the golden age of Hollywood just blew my mind, seeing the early days of Hollywood on Hollywood Boulevard. It was just incredible footage.
It was fascinating to see, absolutely. But the thing that I also loved in that show was the behind-the-scenes footage. How they actually made some of that. I seem to remember there was a chase sequence, and these guys were just running on a moving kind of travelator, and the background was just moving behind them. So they didn't actually physically move. The background moved. It was just fascinating to see things like that and see the sets that they were creating.
So if your journey through America in Color Season 2, tell me about that one moment that you found some footage or a particular show that really stuck with you, that just fascinated you.
I loved the whole Wild West episode, which people I think will have seen last Sunday. The landscapes really came to life, and it had some fascinating stories for me. A particular story. I loved the wing walker in Playtime, the American Playtime episode. There's an amazing woman who does these. She's a daredevil. She walks on the wings of biplanes and then hangs from the plane by her teeth. It was just extraordinary.
And for me, there's a small story in Titans of Industry where we look at tractor racing, and it's on the Bonneville Flats. And it's in the 1930s, and that in colour is just incredible. This actually very old tractor, but very modern then, is, cranking up quite a speed. And it's extraordinary to see something not only filmed then, but filmed at speed and now in colour and transferred for the first time. It's very exciting.
So in 1929, President Herbert Hoover finances a colossal new project. Upriver at Black Canyon, Nevada, the Boulder Dam, later to be renamed the Hoover Dam. To accommodate the dam's workforce, the U.S. government builds a new town 8 miles from the construction site, Boulder City. The scale of the project dwarfs anything in the nation's history. It requires 6 different companies to come together to build it. At the peak of construction, the dam offers work to over 5,000, including a handful of Apaches, who are among the few American Indians to get work.
Nick, Lucie, thank you so much for your tireless work for preserving American history. It's just a fascinating series. Thank you so much for talking to me. Just a brilliant job.
Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
All right, for more reviews and interviews, you can surf on over to my website at vegasfilmcritic.com. Also, check me out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Talk to me, people. I'm Jeffrey K. Howard in Las Vegas. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.